All right, we're cooking yakisoba today, and this is just the instant stuff. This is what I grew up with. It's easy, it's very affordable. Now, most of you probably know what that is. Yakisoba is fried noodles, and I do a Japanese style. What I love about it is, one, it's delicious. Two, easy to make. And three, great way to get vegetables in your kid's diet. I don't know about you, but growing up, it's not like I loved eating cabbage or wanted to grab carrot sticks. So I'm gonna show you what I do to integrate lots of vegetables into the kids' meals. I'm gonna show you step by step this whole yakisoba recipe. I've done this before on this channel, but I've never really deep dived into it. So today, that's what I'm gonna do. This is a steak yakisoba because we have two left over from that Costco trip not too long ago. I'll show you how I slice this and what parts I use. Papa just wants steak, so he's gonna get maybe half of one, and for whatever reason, he doesn't want yakisoba, he just wants steak. Vegetables, cabbage, super healthy and underrated vegetable. We'll be adding plenty of that. Onions, carrots. So I'm gonna show you a special way to prepare this so that it really integrates into the noodles. I have a leftover jalapeno I'm gonna put into mine to make it spicy, and then garlic. This is totally optional, obviously, as well as the jalapeno. I just like that added oomph of flavor. Salt and pepper. For the oil, I like to use pork fat. This is the most natural form of cooking oil. It's just quite expensive, but it's actually a little bit healthier for you. Do some research and you'll see. If you can get it, it's totally worth it. And a lot of times you can get it right off your meat. In fact, I'm gonna show you how I can use this fat and render it to make my own lard or my own beef tallow. And as I mentioned, the packaged stuff, this is super cheap. The only thing you need with this though is some additional water. I'm using a wok, but I'm also gonna show you how to do it on a regular frying pan and why sometimes I prefer a frying pan. I do have this wok spatula and I like to have tongs just so I can grab things. I do use a cover when I'm boiling the noodles. Got my water here for the noodles because when they're dry, you do need to hydrate them. When you're cooking with the instant version, you're gonna want a big bowl like this to separate out the fried vegetables and meat while you cook the noodles. First thing I'm gonna do is prep the protein, which is a steak. All this, I'm gonna go ahead and remove it, and I'm gonna show you how I use it in the pan to actually render my own oil. And I still eat that, so you better believe it doesn't get wasted. Just gonna take those pieces off, put that right there. All right, for the steak, what I like to do is, to make it a little more manageable, just cut it right down the middle. And cut it right down the middle again. And then it's a much easier piece of steak to manage. I'm gonna do it with this one as well. A little trick to cutting steaks thin. Try to cut it right out of the fridge or even freeze it a little bit. And all I'm doing is slicing it thin. One thing I like about yakisoba, you can tell, like, look, each one of these is basically a serving, so it really helps to extend your protein because I know meat is so expensive right now. I'm gonna use this to render the fat. This is for the yakisoba. This will be a snack for later. Up next, carrots, really easy. Just peel your carrots. Key to vegetables when it comes to your kids, make it so it's sliced thin so it integrates into whatever you're cooking, especially with noodles. If it clings onto the noodles, it almost hides. I do this with ramen as well. So I'm gonna cut everything really thin, almost to the point where it looks like a noodle. Also makes it easier to cook quick. Onions, pretty basic. All right, cabbage. So what I like to do is just cut this inside part because obviously I don't want to eat that. Just remove it to the side. A little trick here. I separate out the middle part from the edge a little bit. Then it makes it much easier to handle. I smash it like that. Slice it thin, about the size of the noodle. Thin. You know how to open a Spam up? Yeah. You just want that? That's what you guys want instead? I guess we're gonna do Spam too. I'm gonna show you how to open
Do
it,
you have
okay?
more than one can?
What's that?
Or just one can?
One can is plenty, okay? Bam. See it? I
Now
guess
you
we're
have to
adding
cube
spam
it.
too. Garlic. Rough chop. You're just gonna flavor the oil. That's it. If you want, you can leave it in there, but it will burn.
What's up? You tell the story or mine.
Got all the ingredients ready. First thing I'm doing, adding the pork fat. It's already really hot, so you gotta move fast. Really important when you're doing stir fry, don't put too many ingredients into your wok. I'm gonna cook 2 packets max. I'm gonna cook them at separate times. I'm gonna cook all the meat and vegetables first, and then the noodles afterwards. Once everything's added, a little bit of pepper. So what I do is I cook all the protein and vegetables first. I'm gonna turn off the heat. This is basically done, but I'll finish cooking it later with the noodles. I'm just gonna separate it out. Alright, so now we're gonna boil the noodles. Usually you don't want to put it in there when it's super hot. It's okay. I'm just gonna do 1 packet. So I'm just gonna get that up to boiling. I do like to cover it just to get it going. All you're gonna do is boil the noodles. Tongs come in handy. Just break up the noodles. And all you're gonna do is just separate them and let it boil until the water is just about gone. And then I'm going to use a little packet that comes with it. Similar to ramen.
I think you should understand that.
You really want most of the moisture to be gone. I find that it's a much stronger flavor when you let it boil down to almost nothing. Gotta move quick at this point. I'm gonna put all those ingredients back in. At this point, you should have your heat cranked up super high. Let's put a little bit of sesame oil. Also helps it from sticking. Just a tiny little bit, not too much. A little goes a long way. Alright, you guys, Spam Yakisoba. You have to eat the whole thing.
That's why I asked mommy for
Okay, let me know how the flavor is. Alright, so next I'm gonna cook with the frying pan, but the wok between different yakisoba dishes, you want to clean it. And the secret tool right here, I don't even know what you call this, like a bamboo brush. I'm gonna go ahead and clean this. You want to get it when it's still a little bit hot with hot water. Then what I do is I turn on the heat. No soap needed. You guys like that Spam? One thing I like about a pan, it stays really hot no matter what type of burner you have at home. My burner is pretty hot, but sometimes you guys don't have the flames or gas, so you're using, you know, like electric burners.
You can stay here.
clean plate.
Thing turned off. She's like,
Almost
"Alright,
clean
like,
plate.
look, Bella's ready for food. She just
See, they love it.
Come here. See? Be careful, you're gonna bump your head. See, you almost bump your head in the chair. Right here, up. Then out. Looks like he's building Candyman.
I love stuff with noodles, like ramen and this, spaghetti.
Well, I think it's good luck to have ramen on New Year's Day, or noodles specifically.
Prepare noodles or pancit because noodles are wrong, give you a long life. That's why.
There's so many different oils.
How was it? Bomb?
I won't stop to breathe.
You won't stop to breathe. That's all yours, Dad.
Is this the Wagyu?
No, it's not Wagyu. It's just regular Costco steak. Yeah, go ahead, try it. Tell me if it's good or not. Did I cook it good?
Very well cooked. It's not. See, it's moist.
It's moist.
Yeah. It's not overcooked. It's just. Well, I think this is medium rare.
Is it Papa approved?
Of course, it is.
All right. Papa wanted a steak instead.
Not good.
He's going carnivore. All right, so I'm gonna finally make mine. I'm gonna use a steak that I planned on using in the first place. Don't worry, it'll all get used. This is what I do with that fat. I just put it right at the bottom. It's on a low heat right now. I'm gonna cook all this up to render that fat out so I don't have to use pork fat. This doesn't go to waste. Oh, baby. I'm going to put these off to the side. I'm going to use that beef fat that's been rendered out of those side pieces. Cook the rest of the dish. The garlic in there and the jalapenos. This is going to be spicy. Alright, so this is what I do. I take all those bits. I don't want to leave them in because it'll burn. So I want all that fat, which is flavored right now by all this. Crank up the heat. Woo-wee! Okay, if you're wondering, that green leafy stuff, that's just leftover cilantro I felt like putting on there. I would not put parsley on this. I don't think it would match the flavors, but cilantro kind of brightens it up. So anyways, finally getting to eat my steak yakisoba. Another thing I did too, in addition to the sesame oil, I put chili oil in there too. I really like it spicy. Honey, did you want to try some?
Ooh, the fried egg too?
You can have the rest of the fried egg.
Thank you.
That good?
That's bomb. Thank you.
You're welcome. We like it with kimchi too. Anyways, let me know in the comments, what's your favorite type of yakisoba? Chicken, beef, shrimp, vegetarian for the vegans out there. So many vegetables in this. That's why I love it. Really easy. Hopefully that helps to make it less intimidating. And you can use a regular frying pan.